Hi, this is Rachel at the Stitch Bird's Nest. Welcome back to, this will be Flosstube number 4. Gosh, it's been a while since I was here last. I think it's been a whole month and there's been a lot of stitching going on and lots of things. So let's dive on in. I've been busy with Whip Warriors and the Road Trip, if you're familiar with those little online games just to help you get stitches on your whips and yeah, just get things done. The Road Trip has been intense. I have realized I'm a really slow stitcher compared to a lot of people, so yeah, it's been kind of interesting trying to get those stitches in, but I'm getting there. So first up with my whips, I have got my Nature Cross Stitch by 2x2 Stitch Art. So I'll pop a little video above me, show where I was at last time, and I always think I haven't made much progress on things until I look back, and then it's amazing. It's really kind of amazing how much progress I've made, so I should do this more often, but this is where I'm at. And you can see in the middle there, I've got that kind of that central bit in now, so it's kind of starting to show how it's going to look. Yeah, I think the last I looked on this, I was getting to about 60-ish%, 60 something. So yeah, getting quite a way on that now, finally. This one feels like it's taken me forever. I've decided that in terms of full coverage, this is probably not much bigger than I'll ever go, unless I just accept that it's a really, really long-term project, because yeah, it takes a while. It really takes a while. So yeah, but it's looking so good. It's gonna look so good when it's all done. Yeah, not too bad. Taking a while, but getting there. The next one up is my tiny little bottles, which they're so cute. I am loving it. Every month, the idea is I'm choosing a new bottle. They come off Etsy. They're sold by 1000s Patterns, but the designer is Irina Konopolich. I pick whichever one takes my fancy each month, and I just add a new one on. So far, I've got 3. I'll show you the one I've done this month. My Tiny Dragons, as part of the Year of the Dragon sale for the Huga Stitcher and is it Fiber and Floss, I think is the other stitcher, their little stitch along. Here are my tiny dragons. So if you've ever seen How to Train Your Dragon with your kids or something like that, I've forgotten their names, but the dark one is Toothless, and I've forgotten the white one's name. But that's them having a little embrace mid-ear. They came out so cute. I love them. I love them. And then the last one before that is Girl on the Swing, and obviously the one before that is the Scissors. And I just love how they're looking. I think when it comes time, like I'm going to get 2 more bottles in the top here with no problem. And then I'll probably do another row below. But I might either stitch or piece together a shelf around the bottles so they look like they're sitting on a shelf. So maybe a quilt shelf or something like that. Yeah, and do some more because they're just looking so nice. So chosen my new bottle for this month, again completely randomly. I'm going to pop it up here. So it's Bunch of Lavender. yeah, and again, just liked it, thought it was nice. Why not? You know, part of me wondered if I should choose something wintry. It was -3 here this morning, which for New Zealand in the North Island is freezing. We don't get extreme temperatures like other countries do. Like, that's really cold for us. So yeah, but no, went with lavender. Lavender hanging in a bottle. So yeah, that's really nice. But yeah, loving these bottles. They're so cute and kind of satisfying just to finish something. So that is my little bottles. All done. Just realized I forgot to bring one over. I'll have to track that down in a minute. Then I've got my Gothic Cathedral temperature stitch by Circle Cross. It is black work, and I have done very little on this. I've been procrastinating. For those of you who haven't followed my other videos, I'll show you briefly because I haven't unpicked it. I started doing this in, I've forgotten what the horrible thread is called now, but it's the DMC, is it? It's not a toil, but it's like a metallic-y kind of thread. It's horrible. It won't bend, and it just wasn't working. So I stopped using it, and I did a restart in silk, and I've been procrastinating it because I've done this tiny little bit of a gargoyle, which is looking great. It's looking so much better in the silk because it's making the shapes a lot nicer, and the shapes are tiny. But because it's taken me this long to realize it wasn't working and to do a restart, now I'm so far behind because you're meant to do a section each month. And so now I'm like, well, it's May and I'm not going to be catching up. It sort of makes me feel like, do I even try to catch up? You know, like, or do I just put it aside to next year? Or, you know, what do I do? I get really frustrated when I get really behind in something that is time critical. And then I sort of feel a bit disheartened, you know, do I bother? So part of me wonders if I should get all the background stitching done, try and just get ahead even partially on the background stitching, and then when you go to put your temperature stitches in, do that next year. So do all the temperatures next year, but do all the background stitching just in the white this year. So that would, you know, if I did a section a month from now, that would give me like half a year's worth ahead. So maybe I'll try and focus on that, and at least that would get me going on this, because this has been years in the making now, and frustration and changes, and no, yeah, it's so frustrating, and it's such a nice pattern. I really do kind of want to just get going on it, but yeah, haven't been able to. So yeah, but yeah, tiny gargoyle. So I did something. So something's better than nothing, and the shape's so much nicer in the silk. Yeah, so I am liking how it's working, at least. Then we have, and I haven't worked on this one in a little while, and I pulled it out. And I pulled it out because Whip Warriors Road Trip, you save 50% of the stitches if you worked on your smallest whip. And this is by far my smallest whip. So this is Book of Shadows. Oh, and now I'm drawing a blank on who made this. I will pop it in the text. I'll pop some text in down below on who made this. But Book of Shadows, and this is literally a book. So there's the front cover, here's the spine, here's the back. And so the last time I worked on this, I hadn't done any of this back, I hadn't put the snakes in. So I've been working on this back section. So that's pretty cool. My son loves this. Every time I bring it out, he's like, oh, you're working on it again. He would very much like this for himself, because when it's done, you've got pages. Initially, the pages had like little monsters like Frankenstein and vampire and stuff in it, but he really wanted ghosts in it. He thought ghosts would be cool, and he drew me up like a plan of what kind of ghosts I should put in it. And he's 12, nearly 13, So it's kind of cool that he still takes a real interest in everything I'm making. He always likes to look. So his birthday's in July. So if I got my act into gear, I could get this done for him and he could have this for his birthday. So I'm thinking I should get that going because I know he'd really like it. Yeah, and it's like the cover is the hardest bit because of that dense stitching that you have to do, and you know, and this says shadows down it, so that's quite dense as well the whole way down, whereas the pages, it's just the image, you're not full coverage stitching it. And then the assembly, but the assembly is not too bad, I don't think. And I kind of enjoy the assembly of stuff, you know, like that's quite a bit of fun. So, and it is nice that your kids still take an interest in things, you know, especially at 13 and stuff. Nearly 13. Yeah, so that reminds me, actually my daughter's birthday is the end of this month, and she puts her order in every year. In fact, I'll show you a couple of what I've made her. They all come from this one website. In fact, I'll go get them and I'll be right back. And we're back. So the website for these is called Oh Plesiosaur. Pop that down here. And it's called Nico Atsumi, which I believe means kitty collector or cat collector. So every year for her birthday, my daughter, or Christmas, I have made one of these, yeah, cat butt, hilarious for children. And they all have different names. There's a website, O Plesiosaur, and it's freebie Nico Atsumi cross stitch patterns, and they have like, there's about 50 different cats, and they can stand, they can show you your butt. There's 2 sitting kinds, 2 standing kinds, the butt kind, and something else I think, and yeah, 50 different cats. So every birthday she's like, I need another cat. So birthday or Christmas, I do at least one, you know, so she's got a few now, but she's got her order in, like she lined them up on her wall. I think she's got 5 or 6. And then she was telling me like how many rows she's going to have. So she has it in her mind that I'm going to be stitching like 50 or 60 of these things. So I've got a couple of weeks till her birthday, and luckily these are quite quick, as you can see. And so I need to get my ANG and stitch a couple of these, and hopefully going to do 2 before her birthday, maybe 3 if I get organised. And she loves these little frames. They're like a fake wood, so I'm hoping to get a couple. I don't know, because I got these off a like a freebie table. So I don't know if I'll get these again, but hopefully, because yeah, for some reason she likes these, and she really would love it if they all match. So she's that kind of kid. She likes them all matching all in a line. So we'll see, but they're really fun. So if you've got a kid that likes cats and thinks cat butts are hilarious, like mine, yeah, really loves these ones. I've done other little cats and other types, but these ones are the, you know, and it's a game apparently. These are based off a game. They've all got names, and yeah, tons of fun for little kids. So she thinks these are great. So I got to do cats, and then I got to get onto a book. So, but I mean, it's fun, eh? You do these things, and it's a bit of a laugh. Okay. So what was I up to? So then I did a little bit, but not much, work on this one, which you may have not seen for a couple of months. This is by Heather Constantine. I did some more on this bit here, but this is going like very slow. And a bit of that is because I'm doing Whip Warriors, I'm always trying to do cross stitches because they can't, which is not great because all my other embroidery gets a little bit neglected, but you know, I'm having fun, so you know, it's what it's about. So happy with how this one is coming together. Fox and Rabbit, Changing Seasons 2022 Mystery Stitch, and I'm doing this in DMC 310 and 890, which is a forest green. Look at that. How good is that looking? So this is the box that I did this month. I'm just loving the simple color combination, that forest green and the black. Yeah, and I still haven't done the black work bit in the middle, but yeah. So good. So this month I've got another one of these kind of panels down this side, I think. And you'll see there's a gap under here. Each one of these sides is like spring, summer, autumn, winter. But I kind of don't like that. They have the words spring, summer, autumn, winter, and I kind of didn't like it. I was kind of, do I want those words in there? Do I put other words in there? Do I put a decoration? I don't really know what to put in there, so I've left it blank for now. Yeah, I don't know what to put in there, to be honest. It's kind of like I'll keep going until I work it out and then I'll put something in there later. So I don't know. If anyone's got any great ideas, I'd love to hear it, because I don't know. But so good. Loving that green and black. So pretty. Yeah. So happy that I'm getting like really good progress on that every month, getting my section done. It's not taking forever, but it's nice, you know, a good feeling to get a chunk done on that every month. By the end of the year, I don't think I'll finish it by the end of the year, because I think I was started a month behind, or maybe 2 months behind. Because how many have I done? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4, and we're in May. So maybe if I tried to get a month ahead, I'd finish it by the end of the year. So maybe I'll just see how I get on with that. But then, yeah, without putting those words in, I've also kind of put myself back a little bit. So, yeah, I'd have to kind of pull things, try and get a bit ahead in another section for that to work. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Very happy with it, though. Like, it's looking so nice. What else? What else? Oh, this is looking so good. Tiny Modernist Stitchy Goddess. I'll pop a photo up of last time, because I'm crushing this. And I think it's because it's such a nice stitch. Like, you just feel like you're making progress every time. Here we go. Check it out. Obviously, I've made it to the top of the dress, and I am at the bottom of the dress down here. So I've hit the boundary there, and I've hit the boundary there, and it'll come down just on the other side of that flower. So I kind of know where my edges are now. So I've got my dress kind of outlined, and yeah, and I've got another blue flower to go in there, and 2 more flowers on this kind of area, I believe. So it's kind of cool, because when you're feeling like you can pay attention, you can pop some flowers in and do some details, and when you can't be bothered, you can just fill in white. So that's quite good. But once that dress is done, I'm gonna do like her face and arms, and then that gorgeous red hair, and I think that's just gonna feel so nice, you know. That's just, yeah, because her hair and this is so pretty. And when I was a much younger lady, you know, back in my teen years, all I wanted was that glorious red hair, and then I spent my 20s with glorious red hair out of a bottle. So much fun, you know. Sometimes I think maybe I'll do that again, so who knows. But I do love this pattern with her radiant red hair. It's so pretty. So yeah, really happy. Stitchy Goddess, Tiny Modernist. Really nice with my flamingo toes. What's it called? Needle minder. The only one I have, and isn't that so nice? I feel like I need a whole town of needle minders. So good. Right. The other thing I have been getting work on, and I'm so pleased I've found a way that this works for me. I have been procrastinating horribly. I did the Marie Talbot class back in March, late February, early March. The bookbinding class. Pop a picture up here. This is a really intense piece. It is so detailed. The stitch areas are so fine. My eyesight's pretty good. I do have a pair of magnifying glasses that I sometimes use. I have a good light that I sometimes use. But I actually, even with both those things, I was still struggling. So I was putting this piece off because I just thought I just can't see properly. I do get chronic migraines, unfortunately, and anything that gives me too much eye strain is a trigger. And so I was actually finding that I just dreaded even looking at this piece, you know. So I decided I would put in place strategies so that I could work on this piece, and I would stop dreading, you know, working on this piece. So I set up a stitch area and I bought some tools to help me. You can probably see this chair I'm sitting on. I'm just going to give you a better look at this glorious, glorious chair. So at Christmas time, I was in a op shop, so secondhand shop, maybe overseas they call them that, where they sell secondhand clothes and stuff. This chair was in the secondhand shop. It's got gorgeous scrolled arms and everything. Somebody has recovered it. The fabric looks really nice, but it's not the kind of stuff you recover chairs in. It's actually, yeah, it'll be okay for a while, but it's not going to last because it's kind of pilling and stuff already. But this chair was for sale in one of those shops, and I fell in love with it, and I was like, oh no, I don't need a chair. And it's, you know, and I went away and I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. Christmas came and went, I thought about it and thought about it. And my husband got a bonus at Christmas. We had some extra money. Thought about it, and I said to him, oh, you know, I saw this chair and I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And we went back, and it was a really very reasonable price, like a lot cheaper than you would go to like a furniture store and buy a brand new fancy chair. So we went and looked at it. He said, hey, you know, got that bonus and it's actually really reasonable. You really love that chair. And I'm like, I love that chair. So long story short, you know, say hello to my new stitching chair. But I did not buy it just for the stitch, but it helps because it's a straight back chair. Put a pillow on it, it keeps you really upright. So all of that to introduce my amazing chair. But anyway, so I set this chair up. I set up my embroidery stuff with it. I use a standing frame. I use something called a nudge frame. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with them, but they have multiple joints, and you can adjust those joints right to whatever height you want and whatever angle. And then I bought, and this may seem hilarious for some of you, I bought a magnifying headset. You can see that. Basically, it goes on your head. It's for people who work on with electronics. And it has a magnifying piece right at the front that comes down over your eyes, and it's got lights and everything. It can magnify things to a really high degree. So it's got like 5 different magnifiers in there just to give you really good vision. So I got one of those. I just thought, I'm not straining my eyes, I'm not risking migraines. So I got better tools, better lighting. I set myself up in a better chair instead of trying to work on the couch or wherever else I've been working. Set up a frame, and I actually got some work done on my Marie Talbot after all that story. And I've been, so here we go. So this will look like very little, but I did this little snail. And this little kind of tulipy thing here. But you can see by the size of my finger, look how tiny these areas that I'll be stitching in are. Move over to this side. So there's my snail, and I finished off this tulip up here, and this is a bit of gold thread that I'm going to go around everything with, and this is my next piece I'm going to work on here. So that's where I'm at with this. So the second class for this is in September, and this is a book. If you can see, there's a front, back cover and a spine. Second class in September is going to be to actually bind the book, and they said that you don't have to have this finished for the class because you can still learn the binding and everything, because this sort of lays on top of that. But my goal is to finish this by September. So I'm going to pop a picture of the finished product up there, and you'll see there's a lot of beading and everything in there and gold thread. So there's quite a lot to do on it. So my goal for each week going forward is to finish one sort of motif. So this week I finished the snails. Last week it was these little drops. Next week it's going to be these rosettes. So one motif every week till the motifs are done, and then it's going to be the gold thread, and then it's going to be the beading. And I worked out it's going to take me about 3 months, and that will take me to August. And so that gives me a little bit of leeway to finish off any bits. So that hopefully will give me a fairly relaxed finish come September. And then come September, hopefully I will actually have a bound book to show everyone. So, you know, like, that's kind of really nice feeling at the moment. That's really where I want to be. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want this project to drag out, because there was so many barriers in the way of this project, and so many mental barriers. I mean, the size is such a barrier, mental barrier. So having that deadline of September, gonna get this done. Wish me luck. Keep asking me how it's going. The more I get asked how it's going, the more likely I am to do it. So yeah. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm at with my whips. That's kind of been what I'm everything I'm working on at the moment. I don't have a lot of haul. I kind of don't need to be at the moment. I did have a little sudden purchase from Silks For You, because they bought back some thread that a friend of mine bought this, and when I saw it, never heard of Silks For You, but when I saw her thread, I was so taken by it. And then they bought this back, and so I grabbed a hank of it because it's just amazing. Check this out. This is called Barbie. And isn't it just like the saturation of colour? It's just amazing. I don't have any idea what I'm doing with it yet. But there will definitely be something, because my goodness. So my friend that's using this is Judy from Aussie and Kiwiland, and she's doing Saga from Long Dog Samplers with it, and it is stunning, 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 stunning. So I might keep that in mind for one of those bigger projects. But yeah, I jumped. I bought some Barbie. Now I've got one other thing that I finished. Oh, actually, no, not quite finished, but I'm still working my way through with these Cottage Journal threads little panels. So those are still going on. And I need to open up my next month. So this is envelope 18. So I haven't opened it yet because today's the day, so I thought I'd save it for you. So this is how they come, packaged like this, with the threads in the back. Aren't they just beautiful? So what have we got? So, cottage garden threads. We have apricot, pimpernel, ooh, I think that's my favorite there, blueberry, which is kind of a reddy bluish colour, ooh, and salvia, which is a really nice greeny blue. So those are my 4 colours, and with those 4 colours I will be stitching these 4. If you can see those patterns, they're a bit hard. So that one I'll be stitching with apricot. They do fade a little bit. Sorry for the crinkling. Sorry, it's a bit hard to see. I don't want to crinkle it any more than I have to. But yeah, they're all little flower ones this month. So ooh, that's very hard to see. But yeah, little sort of pretty flowery ones. So those will be really nice. And then it's Mother's Day in New Zealand and Australia on Sunday. I've been getting really frustrated with all these whips that I'm making great progress on. It's good, but not finishing anything. I haven't finished anything in a really long time, and so I thought I would introduce a couple of smaller projects that I can finish within a month. Then I got carried away and chose a couple of them. So, because I chose one. I chose this beautiful one by Robin Pickens, and it's Winter Cardinal, and really looking forward to doing this. So this is in PDF, so I'm going to get that and get that one started. That will be just beautiful. Should have that done within the month. But I forgot that I actually had a small one I could have kit that I could have just started. So it's Mother's Day on Sunday, and because I do have this one kitted up, I thought I'm going to open this up and start this on Mother's Day on Sunday. So this is a Bothy Threads kit. So it begins, and so Rendale Designs. I'm just going to open this up because I opened this up earlier and it is so nicely packaged. So, time to thread your needle, cute. And then the Bothy threads are like this, which is pretty good. Oh, that's so nice, they're all on their packaging. And then the Ada with all those, the spots and flecks in it, just like she does with her, her paintings. And then because they can't resist, they're like, which one will you stitch next? It's like, oh my gosh. Like, look at those birds and that moth. That moth is so nice. So yeah, I'll be nosing at that. And then introduction to the kit, general stuff. And then the chart comes after that. And this will be a quick stitch, I can tell just by looking at it. Not going to take me very long, and yeah, so happy Mother's Day to me. I'm just going to start that on Mother's Day. That'll be just my little start. We do celebrate Mother's Day, but we're not ones for gifts really on Mother's Day. It's more maybe some flowers. I always say flowers, you know, and we'll do something nice together, you know, go for a walk or have an ice cream or something like that. We're not big gift people for those kind of days. So it's kind of more just for having a nice day together as a family. So that'd be cool. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So I thought, yeah, that's Happy Mother's Day to me. So that will be cool. And have I got anything else? I feel like this is zoomed by today. I feel like I've actually had a really big month, you know, like I've been really stitching a lot and doing a lot. And obviously, you know, I have, but I feel like I don't have as much to share as usual. But, you know, I suppose it's just, yeah. But, you know, I'm watching my Flosstubes like I always do, enjoying Blushing Pink stitches. I always enjoy seeing what she's up to. I think it's one of those things, you know, like I enjoy diverse stitches, people who do lots of different things. I discovered Cam the Stitcher, and that's quite good. She does a few Lola Crow, which really quirky kind of stitches, and so I've been enjoying seeing what she's been doing. The Seattle Stitcher, always good, and really enjoying the Hugo Stitcher. Enjoying all her Mirabilias, and I will have something to share in the world of Mirabilia last month. I keep looking at them. It's not something like I love them. I love looking at them, and I've always had in my mind, oh, one day I'll do a Mirabilia. But then one popped up and I kind of went, I think that might be the one. So watch the space. I might have more to share on that next time. And the other one that I keep looking at patterns by is Chatelaine. Chatelaine, you know, like they're all so beautiful to the point I can't actually narrow it down. Like I think it would be easier to actually see them in person rather than going to the website, because it's just so overwhelming, you know. I was looking on 123 Stitch and I was like, they're all so nice, I don't know how to choose one. And I love stitching with embellishments, so like beads and sequins and, you know, all that extra stuff that goes on. Like I love that dimension work, so I'm like, oh my gosh. And the idea of, you know, those bigger stitches, like I'm doing the fox and rabbit, which to me is a big stitch. I know it's not to a lot of you, but to me it is. I love doing those bigger stitches that will take a year plus, but not too many at a time, you know. So when that fox and rabbit is finished, I'll move on. I'll probably move on to a long dog because I've had that in the wings for a while, but I'm also thinking I may add in a Chatelaine as well, and just know that it's a multiple year project potentially. Yeah, because they're just so pretty. But the more I get into like the cross stitch world and I meet more people in the cross stitch world and I see the patterns, it's like the more I want to stitch, and the more I want to stitch at one time. So it's yeah, it's addictive. You all know this. You all know it's addictive. So anyway, I'm rambling. But yeah, thank you for joining me and listening to my general rambling and showing you all my stuff. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and come back and see me again soon. And hopefully it won't be so long between now and the next Flosstube, and I can tell you what I'm up to then. So yeah, enjoy your stitching, show me your stitching, show me your Flosstube, share your Flosstube below, and enjoy your time with needle and thread. Bye.